Hey everybody, welcome to the Dreamer's Edge podcast. We are your hosts.
Nicholas, I write video game reviews for the DreamersEdge.com.
And I am Dimitri, webmaster of the DreamersEdge.com and movie critic. And today we're talking TV, as you've probably imagined, because three usually can establish a pattern, four pretty much confirms it at this point.
Indeed.
You knew we were going to talk about the Friday TV schedule for this season.
Yeah.
And you also knew that we were going to start with something I like to call show and tell when we make a little recommendations.
So, on Friday, I would recommend a show on E! It's called The Soup. It's pretty much Joel McHale heckling shows that have been shown in the previous week.
Joel McHale from Community, yeah?
From Community. He's a very good comedian. He's very quick, so he often ad-libs stuff that, he doesn't find a joke funny, so he modifies it. The show is very funny because there's a lot of material out there that's just very worthy of being made fun of, and he's a very good heckler.
It's amazing how entertaining it is to watch just one guy in front of a TV screen just passing sarcastic comments, but the time flies by. It really does.
Yeah, it does.
My recommendation is something old, something cancelled. It's Friday. I figure you've had a hard week at work. You want to watch something to get your mind off things, so I thought I'd take a comedy about an office. Better Off Ted is what I'm suggesting you watch. It takes place in an office in a big conglomerate that's essentially run by cartoon characters. Not literal cartoon characters, I just mean their personalities are completely insane.
Yes.
It's sort of like Dilbert, but funny.
Oh, that's not cool.
But, yeah, it's a great satire of the way corporate America works, and certainly points out some of the idiosyncrasies that make an office, well, hilarious if you're watching it from an outside eye.
Yeah.
And utterly depressing if you're not.
Indeed.
Alright, well, let's just get to the show proper, shall we?
Indeed.
And so, this fall, what can you expect from ABC on Fridays, otherwise known as the death slots, because that's where all the shows they don't expect to have high ratings go, except for fantasy shows, because they know that people who are the kind that don't go out on Friday are likely to watch it. But at the same time, that's becoming...
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Well, you especially, I think you would be the target audience, because unfortunately that's becoming less and less true in general, because the same people who don't go out on Fridays are also the people who are quite tech savvy and know how to work the DVR.
Yeah, that's true.
But anyway, ABC, 8 o'clock, Extreme Makeover, Home Edition. I can say that I can probably say without hesitation that that's not a show that's targeted at the geek audience that has a poster of Sarah Michelle Gellar holding a steak in their basement.
Unless she's making
bedroom.
unless she's making the makeover with an axe, I'm not gonna watch that. That's ridiculous. I'm not even sure why it's on one of those shows like Discovery or Arts and Entertainment or something.
Yeah, or Home and Garden or something.
Yeah,
like that.
exactly. That show does not belong there.
Although at the same time, it's I've never watched it. I will say this: it's more appealing just in terms of the concept, because they're building new homes, they're redecorating. That's what they're doing.
They're redecorating. Yeah.
It's more appealing than the original concept of Extreme Makeover, where it was pretty much makeovers and plastic surgery.
Yeah.
So by comparison to that, you're like, I'm happy that this one got 9 seasons and the original show did not.
Indeed.
Also, I refuse to watch any show that sounds like a board game. It sounds like my nightmare of my 13-year-old daughter having a sleepover and getting the board. I was like, we're gonna play Extreme Makeover Home Edition. Like, no!
Oh God. Have the ambulance on speed dial.
I'm gonna have nightmares just thinking about that. So let's move on to the 9 o'clock slot on ABC, where they follow this up with Shark Tank.
I like the British and the Canadian version of that show, which is called Dragon's Den.
Yeah, we recommended that earlier this week, I think.
Yeah. Shark Tank, it's too much about the sharks, not enough about the people who, come and ask for money, which the show should be about them. They're begging for money, they're trying to learn. It shouldn't be about the guys, not the sharks, but the actual business people.
Because I thought you were gonna say it's too much about the shark, not enough about the tank.
It's the business people that are trying to act kooky and stuff like that. The show's not about them. It's about the people who are trying to get advice and money for their business, and you want to learn with them. And I don't feel the American version really reflects that.
I agree with you. A slight, maybe different take